Olen, yo, thank you so much for being here. This is so cool.
No worries, I'm not doing a damn thing.
So this is Rex from Vegas with For the Culture LV, interviewing an incredible talent that used to live here. Her name's Olin Sound, and you might know her as a DJ that spun at Oddfellows, Commonwealth, Bunkhouse, and even at EDC last year. She most recently found success songwriting for Ari Lennox on the Revenge of the Dreamers project, and she was cool enough to, sit down and have a Zoom interview with me all the way across the country from Georgia. We break down our love of Las Vegas, all sorts of tips for new artists, and where we think music might go in the future. Check out this exclusive interview right here on FTC.
You are from Vegas, though, right?
No, I lived in Vegas for 3 years, and I moved away. It's been about 2 years now since I left, but
Okay.
I guess it's fair to say though I feel like because of how things went down over there, people will either still think I live there or like I don't know. It's a good feeling. I take it as a compliment when people are like you still live in Vegas? Are you from Vegas? I'm like, no. It's a city that is very much home to me.
You've really captured like the attention and the hearts of the locals. Like everyone I look out for is like you're definitely on the radar, and I pretty much only watch locals. So
that's pretty crazy because yeah, like I said, I always tell people that I grew up mainly in Georgia, but Vegas is where I learned how to be a better artist. Like it's how I learned how to like take it seriously. People in Vegas are really good at making a living out of whatever they want.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm actually thinking about moving back. I've been considering it lately just because I live in a smaller town now, and as much as I love the quiet, I don't know if competition is the right word, but I miss having like, oh shit, if I don't work hard enough, someone else is going to get that gig at Bunkhouse, or someone else is going to go get that, spot at Brooklyn Bowl or something. Like I miss that like if I sleep, someone else is going to go get it energy, because I don't get that anymore. And any sort of, if I have a specific goal or motivation, I have to like pull it from myself, and as it's a good thing to have, but I'm bored, man. I'm so bored.
No, you kind of miss that camaraderie that comes with the arts community out here too. Just like, oh damn, about that booking, or
I don't know what it is, but I feel it's just got this really cool sense of like hunger to it that you might see in a city like Atlanta. Vegas it just feels like a city full of like underdogs, in a sense that people don't expect us to have something of our own in a way.
Absolutely.
But if you go there, you see just how much raw talent is coming out of there that's organized at that. Like
absolutely.
I can name so many artists that like might as well be their own label, or might as well be signed to a label, because they're already doing everything that a label would do
essentially
when they put them on. Yeah, like making their own music videos and merch and touring on the West Coast, or like I don't come across people like that. They won't even have management. They just do this. They do all of this. But yeah, I could go on for hours about like how great of a city it is as far as like inspiration goes. But
no, that's dope. No, yeah. I really love Las Vegas. That's why I do all these interviews and stuff, because there's such a hub for talent out here. But yeah, you kind of do everything. You're super talented. You do production, vocals. You play the keys, guitar. What would you describe like your main role as? It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is kind of tough, because a lot of people think that like it depends on at what period of time they find me. Like everyone for the longest time thought I just DJ'd, which was very annoying, because I like it was the easiest thing to get booked for. Like getting a DJ set, it's easier to travel because I don't have to carry all my live gear with me. I don't have to, especially if I'm flying. It was just easier to get people to pay me for a DJ set. I know a lot of people found out about me through the Ari Lennox stuff, so they think I'm just a song, like a behind the scenes songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no. I started the Olin project to actually like try to blend alternative styles of music from like either R&B or electronic music with rock in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
And it's been quite a process figuring that out. The last few years have just been me trying to figure out sounds, but I am primarily a songwriter. I produce all my own stuff. Up until recently, I've had more collaborations with Matt Zoe, but DJing is, I'm trying to put that in the back seat, and mainly just be a songwriter and be a vocalist. And I just want to get into more storytelling. Yeah, like you said, I do a lot of everything because at this stage of where the industry is at, it feels like you kind of have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it feels like you have to take on all these different tasks, because it's not that you can't trust anyone, it's that you can't expect people to do things for you if they don't already see you doing it for yourself. It's what I've like anytime I've growing up, I've asked for like, hey, can I get this opening spot somewhere? They're like, no, you need to build your brand more, or whatever that meant. For the longest time, I didn't understand what that meant until last year, the year before.
What would you say that would be like, as far as like building your brand?
It's a couple things. Like, one, I was using like getting shows, like trying to playing more shows, engaging with more people, learning about more people, like finding the community. That was a big part of it. That's the first step for any beginner. But aside from that, putting more thought into not trying to reach as many people as possible, but finding a specific audience that you know is going to enjoy you and the most confident version of you. I had a really hard time with that for forever, because I was trying to do too many genres and do too many things based on like what people were asking of me. It held me back for so long. But really like sitting down and being real with yourself about what you want out of the experience and what you want to share with other people, and then all the people that do catch on and give you the time of day, actually being respectful and starting a conversation and nurturing that audience, instead of like neglecting that, trying to reach everybody over here. You know what I mean? If you're trying to stay in the game in the long term, it's thinking about creating a bunch of different ways for people to engage with you, whether it be music videos or your social media or like YouTube or whatever it is. It's just like, but creating multiple ways for people to be able to reach you and spend time with you. That's why like I've been on Twitch lately, and I'm loving it just for that exact reason. Is the people that actually go there, I don't know them, but there are people that go the farthest out of their way to start a conversation and get to know me as a person, rather than just, oh, I saw this photo of you on Instagram of you DJing in front of a crowd. Just a surface level fandom sort of thing that people will do. Really, the brand building thing is really just about figuring out the best ways to package what you're trying to share. In this case, music. How do I want people to experience it? What is the vision? Like, what do I want people to see? What do I want people to feel? How do I want them to interact with me? And it's different for every person, but it's something that you have to ask yourself if you're trying to like turn it into a business. Because I'm like, it doesn't have to be that way. Like, if you love making music, just make music. But for people that are like, I want to make it some like be a big touring artist or whatever, it's something that you just have to do.
You just find your
niche. Yeah, exactly. When you hear the term brand building, a lot of people get very defensive because they think that it means like, oh, I have to sell out, I have to work for the algorithm. And it's like, no, not at all. Actually, you figure out how it works, and then you like you use that to maneuver how you pitch everything that you create. Again, like you said, finding your niche and finding the best way to express the most confident you, and people will gravitate to that. And that's the biggest thing I noticed actually in the last couple months.
Absolutely. Yeah, you found some pretty wild success in the last couple months. Tell me about going platinum. How'd that feel?
Not that different actually. Like, I think it's just because of what's going on. Like, but then again, I'm the same way about my birthday, or like when I do something super cool, I'm like, I'll like look at my phone and be like, all right, sick. And then like keep watching anime. but it was a good feeling, I will say, like, especially because that week I had to deal with some really weird conversations with people that made me feel a bit like down or like invalidated. And I stopped and I'm like, wait, hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. I literally 2 days ago, I just had my first placement go platinum. I'm 26 years old. Nope. No one's allowed to tell me shit. Nope. No.
You can spend a little bit.
You know what I mean? But it's one of those things that I don't know if it's just because it's on the internet or what, but it doesn't feel a direct thing. And it might just be because it's not my song, or because I wrote it for, it's written for someone else. It might be that, but I'm happy because literally everyone that participated in that song, we all met for the first time that night.
Wow.
And we, like, those are still homies. Like, everyone that I met that night, like, we're really close. That sort of thing where you get to meet people that are at your level, where they're like they're really close with some of the biggest names in the game, but they're not there yet.
Yeah.
And they're in their early 20s. They still have a little bit of like foundation to build before they just get shot off into space. But meeting them before that happens is very, very interesting to me. And it's something that I'm beginning to really enjoy, is looking at all of my friends or looking at artists that I love while they're amazing, they're talented, they're fantastic, but they're not at full potential yet. And you see it and you're like, dude, that kid's gonna blow up. And I'm just like waiting for them to like reach that, like, I don't know what to call it, but I think you know what I'm talking about, where it's
that moment where you're
where you see people really like mature into their sound, into their style, into their like into accepting themselves and their art, and then like just being about it. Like, it's just so cool to see happen at a level where it's like, yeah, that kid's gonna put a song out and it's gonna get 1 million plays
because
because he worked for that. Tej is a good example of that.
I
I
love
think so.
love
Yeah.
watching Tej. Like this last few months, it's been crazy.
Yeah, he's just been like just
Skyrocket.
dunks. Like, it's just
And
yeah.
so cool. Yeah, no, I saw him for the first time at Bunkhouse, like 2016 maybe, and it was like
Yeah.
I was like, this kid's dope, but like I had no idea the potential he had.
Yeah. That whole crew, like him, It's Ray, I guess, Chels Fuego, Moose, all of them are like,
Yeah.
they're making crazy quality music that does not sound like kids that grew up in Vegas, to be honest with you. It sounds like either like super West Coast or super South Side. It does not sound like it doesn't sound like, hey, we're from the desert type. I don't know how to explain that, but like they just sound like very, yeah. It's a good representation of hip hop and R&B, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
But
do you think the industry is moving towards more of like a rock influence type sound?
yes and no. I don't think, like, you have bands like Tame Impala that are making, because like rock bands just don't chart like they used to. And but like even with Machine Gun Kelly, who I'm not a big fan of him, but I think it's cool that he's trying to bring back the like pop punk vibe.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie,
And
I didn't like that Paramore cover, but I thought his
but his song he just put out is cool. Like, it sounds good.
No, his original.
It's refreshing. It's nostalgic, in a really good way. And I can see people are starting to like reach back towards that and like start to try to bring it back, which I'm excited about because I've been doing the same thing. I don't think it's going to just like, I don't think rock is going to be as big as it used to be anytime soon.
I just see that.
Because I think hip hop and R&B are like, I think they still have a long way to go of being the top genre.
Absolutely.
But I think at the same time, people are just more open to listening to a bunch of different stuff. So I feel like because of that, more artists are going to be open to blending styles and taking influence from different stuff. So I definitely hear rock in a lot of hip hop nowadays, like all these like emo rappers. I hear it, but it's still not the essence of what rock and roll used to be. It's not.
Absolutely. No, it's like
not at all.
It's like a puzzle piece, like part of the picture, but it's not the main like heart and soul of rock and roll.
Like I'm curious to hear a rapper that takes on influence from someone like the Black Keys and brings that brings on that sort of thing to hip hop instead of like the, I don't know, it sounds like they listen to All Time Low and try to like throw it over like some 808s or something. Yeah, that's literally what it sounds like to me when I hear a lot of these rappers. But where I'm like, my brother will listen to it too, and I'm like, dude, it definitely sounds like All Time Low, and he's like, who the fuck is that? And I'm like, All right. I'm not that old, bro. Like,
Come on. And that was 10
but
years
yeah,
ago.
honestly, I think it was a Riot just turned not 20. No, it's 10 years. It's 10 years. Like, I know Paramore has technically been a band now for about 20 years, which is like crazy to think about.
That's absurd. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a Hayley Williams interview and I was like, holy shit, dude, that's wow.
Like, she's still killing it. I'm not mad about it.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I was gonna wrap it up with some like tips or anything like that, but you really gave away so much free game in this interview. I feel like everyone's gonna be so excited to be like, oh, I just gotta build my brand and
Yeah.
figure myself out.
Yeah, just spend time with yourself. What's so cool, it's not cool, but what's so great about this period of time is that you have the full freedom and space to, like, if you wanted to experiment with some weird ass marketing, now is probably a good time to do it. I still don't know what to advise about releasing music or anything like that at this day and age, but I still think it's a great time to just like I said, like just find your audience and build and nurture it and like try new sounds, try new like visuals. It's like now's a perfect time to like learn completely new skills. But
Absolutely. Anything people should be on the lookout for or excited about that you're dropping soon?
okay. So I do production, like 2-minute production videos every Sunday or Monday, depending on how I'm feeling. I put out a performance video called Quarantines every Wednesday. I'm on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday, and I have I just, well, I don't know, we don't know the date yet. I know the time period, but I don't have a date exactly. But I'm on Matt Zo's album like a lot. That's coming out on Anjuna Beats this year. So I think he's announcing something about that tomorrow. I don't know entirely, but that's the next, like, I have no idea when I'm actually going to formally release music, which is why I've been doing so many of these like other videos. But that's the next like official release that I know of is with Matt's next album.
Sick.
So
hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Olin,
excited.
thank you
I'm
so
actually
much for
super
being
excited.
here. Thank you for taking the time. This shit's dope.
No worries, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, it worked
Please
out.
be safe, man.
Hey, likewise. Have a
Yeah.
nice night. Have a drink, you know. Have a good
I'm
time.
about to go sip some wine.
Oh yeah. Live your best life, dude.